I think we ought to pledge. You watch more TV than me. I mean, uh, so I think we ought to pledge to rewatch or watch a series that we've seen that we like, and then talk about it some. I mean, for me, and the only reason I'm thinking about this is I started watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer again on Hulu. I got Hulu. Uh, I'd had it a long time ago, and then I canceled it. So now I brought it back. I got Hulu back. Uh, but I mean, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. You throw out some. I'll throw out some of the ones I'm thinking. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Battlestar Galactica, the new one. I don't really want to watch the one from the 70s. We can. I mean, Buck Rogers. Although I don't know where we would see it. We see the guy at Dragon Con like every other year. But well, the some of the ones that I would want to watch that you're not going to watch are like Breaking Bad and The Sopranos. That's fine. Uh, I I can't think of any else. I mean, why don't you throw out some?
Oh, okay. I love
Oh well,
Eureka.
the list. What do you think about the? Do you have Hulu?
I do.
I mean, what do you think about the list I mentioned?
I'm not the last two. I'm just they're not my
Well, I know you're
genre.
not going to watch those two. I know you're not going to do that. But
The Buffy's
three or four
okay.
that
Battlestar Galactica.
I would, you've never seen. Actually, you never watched all Battlestar Galactica. You kind of faded out right before it got good.
Well, I
Didn't you
picked it back
stop?
up. I picked it back up like the last season. But yeah, once
Yeah,
it
you stopped watching it at the Arrow or something like that.
yeah, the White Arrow when she
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't really care. I mean, I would watch.
it kind of broke canon because those fighters, I forget what they're called, were not they didn't travel
Well, the
inter
whole show was kind of mystical or whatever. I mean, it wasn't. I'm not married to that show. It's just something I threw out. Uh, Firefly. I mean, although Firefly's been done to death by everybody. You name some shows. Name some stuff that
Okay.
you.
I like Eureka. I loved Eureka.
I actually thought about that. I do not want to watch Eureka.
Why? It was kind of it's a science.
I started watching it and I just didn't like it. But whatever.
Okay.
Actually we can leave it to the comments on what we decide to do on that. But
Okay, that's true.
yeah, but anyway, what else would you?
Oh, there's so many. Um, Expanse. That's a good one.
I started watching Expanse on where can you watch it now?
Um, it's on Prime, I think.
Yeah, I would have how many seasons are there?
Like six.
Oh my God. Uh,
Yep, they're like 6 episodes, 7 episodes. It's not like they're 20 episodes.
what else?
I would literally, I mean, just coming off the cuff, there's so many. It's like a Rolodex flipping through my mind. I would have to like actually sit down and think about that for a minute.
Well, why don't you do that? Because I would like to do that. I would like us both to watch a show and then give our thoughts on it. Just compare it. Me and you talk about it.
Knight Rider 2000. No, I'm just kidding. There's like a little mini series of all.
I don't think I know much about that. Uh, what else? What do we run into at Dragon Con? What have you drugged me to that I don't really watch? You actually drugged me to Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the musical, and that's whenever I started watching that show and I loved it. That's probably one of my favorite series of ever, really. And Firefly, that's where I ran into that show. Um, I mean,
I can't. It's just
you're
crazy.
gonna know more than me on that. You're gonna know more shows than me on that.
Yes.
I think you need to get a list together and then we ought to put them together, compile it, and say what we're gonna talk about. First of all, say what we're going to watch. Now, I'm going to tell you, we don't have to watch it, and it's probably a little bit too adult for. Well, I mean, what am I saying? This is not a PG. I mean, we're not. We. I really. at some point wish you would watch The Sopranos because there is a reason that people, there is a reason that that show, I mean, that show and Breaking Bad are two shows that are really good and they really have staying power. The Sopranos, except for The Sopranos is like Buffy. It's like, it doesn't look dated at all, other than like maybe the first one or two episodes. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like when you watch the first episode of, go back and watch the first episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and I swear to God, it screams like it doesn't even look like a '90s show. It looks
Well,
like,
Scream's 80s, yeah.
yeah, I don't know why just the look and the feel of it's like late '80s or something like that. And then
And
they,
it doesn't even feel like it doesn't even feel like it's being properly produced. It's like a something that high schoolers put together.
yeah, I mean, I don't
That
understand why
production
they.
feel.
It just looks different. And then they just switch it. Then they made it look different. I know that the first season of Buffy, honestly, if I was gonna have a vote, and then we can just like roll a dice or something. If I was gonna have a vote, me and you, I think that's what we do. Me and you nominate two shows or three shows, write them on a sheet of paper, and then just roll a die. Like three shows each. That would be a six-sided die, and then we roll.
I love Bones. It had David Boreanaz in it. It lasted 13 seasons.
See, let's keep it at something like a maximum of five or six, because
Angel. That with 5 seasons.
I never finished Angel. I only watched like, and I didn't lose interest in it. I just stopped watching it. But
Oh, I can't think of the name of that. There used to be a little on Fox 43 back in the, I guess it was late 90s, early 2000s. They used to have these little mini shows, little mini movies, shows that come on Sunday morning or Saturday morning. I forget what they were called, but it had like the Knight Rider. It had actually one of them was based on William Shatner's book. I forget the name of the movie though.
we hadn't talked about it, but we could talk about one of the Star Trek shows. Now, out of those, uh, people think I'm a bigger Star Trek fan than I am. I really like the old cast movies. I really liked the old series. I like the Next Generation. I watched Deep Space Nine off and on. Voyager, I half-ass watched. I never watched Enterprise. I never watched Discovery.
Okay, I never
Never
watched
watched
one.
Picard.
I've never seen Picard because I don't have a streaming service. Um,
You didn't miss anything. I watched like one or two episodes of it. I watched like one episode of it, and the tone was awful. Apparently,
I haven't watched the new one. The one we saw the cast. We saw the
now
cast.
that's not a bad. The Strange New Worlds. I have watched two or three episodes of that. That's not a bad show, but it's not what I wanted to do. I wanted us to watch some show that's not
You
currently.
you know why I could not watch Enterprise?
Why?
The theme song.
Oh my God, the themes. See, that's
Yeah,
they
it's
fixed that in Strange New Worlds. It's not
Rod
goofy.
Stewart.
Yeah, Enterprise wasn't good. I didn't really like it. So I kind of, I mean, Anthony. I remember I watched Deep Space Nine, kind of up until the point it got interesting. I think I stopped watching it when everybody else started watching it. I stopped watching it about the time the Dominion came in, and that's
Mhm.
whenever everybody really started liking it. Uh, I think one of our friends, Chris said that it was a bunch of people on a spaceship yelling at each other. That's how he described Deep Space Nine. So he was right, pretty much. I mean, it wasn't
Well,
really.
they weren't on a spaceship. They were on a space station that was in a fixed point that never moved. It was in front of a wormhole. It's Deep
Yeah,
Space Nine.
I mean, I would say that we could throw it up to, just stick it like we could just stick a video on YouTube and say, "Hey, everybody, vote what you want us to watch." But then we'd get, I mean, as a joke, dumbasses would put in something awful. We'd be sitting watching, name a terrible show. What would be a terrible show that neither of us would want to watch?
Oh, Wilma, Thelma.
Velma, not Thelma. You mean that? Yeah,
Yeah,
that. Yeah, I mean,
or one of those terrible Star Wars spin-offs TV shows.
yeah,
Andor.
yeah. Ahsoka and Obi.
Yeah.
Another thing, I mean, people think I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and honestly, like, I mean, Disney has totally killed Star Wars for me. I mean, I liked the first two seasons of Mandalorian before the feminists took over that show, and I mean, I think they had like a big fight behind the scenes with who's that guy from Iron Man, John Favreau.
Hmm.
And I guess they won because the Mandalorian started to suck ass pretty quick. And the I never
Jack Black
I,
and
I watched like 5 minutes of Obi-Wan. I watched the first episode of what was that awful one? The Acolyte. Me and you watched it. We tried to watch it, and it was just like pulling teeth. I mean, so I just quit. And that's actually about the time I canceled Disney. I mean, I was just like, this is awful. I actually added Disney back because I got it in a package deal with Hulu. Because I was about to cancel HBO Max, but apparently my whole family watches HBO. I didn't think any of these damn people watched HBO Max, but apparently they do. They watch The Last of Us and a bunch of other stuff, and I didn't know that. I was honestly about to cancel it and add
that's a
something.
good show.
I heard the first season's good. I anyway. So we'll take it one of two ways. We can, see what people say on YouTube or something, or we can. I think also we ought to each of us write three shows we want, put it in a box, roll a six-sided die, and that's the one we watch.
Midsummer Murders. That's got
No, you know what? And you want that to be one of your three?
that's got
You
23
dumb.
seasons.
No, I don't. I watched that, and I thought you were pulling my leg trying to make me watch that. It looked like it sucked.
Really?
Yes, I watched like the first episode of that, and I was like, I don't want this. My
Murder.
my three votes would probably be I would definitely put Buffy. I would put Battlestar Galactica. The third one, I don't know. I would have to think about it. Firefly would be an easy one because it's only one season, but
Hmm.
then again, there's a million other people that have looked into that. So
Why don't we do an Nathan Fillion? He did Castle for like 8 seasons.
I've never seen Castle. I'm not much of it. What's that other show that people like? House, that doctor show.
Yeah, with Hugh Laurie in it. That was a good show.
Yeah, he was in Veep. That guy was in Veep. He was pretty funny in Veep. Uh,
Okay, he has Hugh Laurie, I forget his character's name, in Tomorrowland with George Clooney. His character has the greatest speech of how crazy our world is.
I'll have to
You
watch
have
that.
a case of obesity and starvation. Explain that to me.
Well, write down three shows. I'll write three shows down. The next time we get together for a movie, we'll give Donovan a six-sided
CSI,
die.
that
Have
lasted like
Donovan.
16 seasons.
The next time we get together, let's bring three shows. Write them on a piece. Write them.
Okay, is there a minimum on how many seasons they were?
Well, I mean, use common sense. I mean, I don't want to watch something that's like 15 seasons long. All right. Like, I don't, Supernatural, forget it. I mean, I don't want to watch that. It's too long. And whenever you're going back that far, I mean, you're talking about watching something that looks seriously dated. So I don't want to necessarily, although somebody
I
pointed out,
was never a Supernatural fan. I don't think I've seen one episode.
somebody pointed out to me, I didn't even really realize this, that even the Battlestar Galactica remake, it's
Hmm.
like over 20 years old now. That's
Yeah.
crazy. That show actually doesn't really look that dated. I mean, like I was watching some of the first one or two episodes, and I don't know what the deal is, but the production quality on stuff the last few years just doesn't. Oh, well, I guess we gotta. I guess whatever. I never record on this, so next time. I mean, normally I would be using my own PC, but my camera's not. This I had to do this, so whatever. Um, but because we got 10 minutes. But what the I think like the C I mean, I would say special effects in movies and TV shows compared to now, I don't think they look any better than they did 15 years ago, 10 years ago. I don't think there's been they may look worse because the CGI looks cheap now in some instances. Uh,
Did you ever watch Orville?
I watched a little bit of it. It was just too it couldn't figure out if it wanted to be a spoof or an actual Star Trek type show. So I wasn't really all that entertained by it. And
Okay.
honestly, that dude, what's his name? The guy, what's his name? The guy
MacFarlane. Seth
who,
MacFarlane. Seth
yeah, I think
MacFarlane.
he's a jackass. He's not, he's kind of thin-skinned. I was on his Twitter. account one time a few years ago, and I think the dude or one of his followers ended up reporting me for some stuff. Almost got my account banned. I just don't like the guy, so he's just kind
Well, it
of
might not have been him. It might have been one of his
yeah, I probably
assistants.
whatever. He was just an asinine post or two he made, so I don't really care much for him. Um, if I was a producer in Hollywood, I would demand that all the actors on all my shows can't turn over their social media accounts to me. I mean, that would just be it. Anyway, okay, that's what we ought to do. Now, so I guess we're gonna go see Wolfman next,
Yeah.
probably sometime.
Okay.
Oh wait, then when we show up to Wolfman, I'll bring the six-sided die. You bring three slips of paper, number four, five, and six. I'll do one, two, and three, and we'll just put them down, give it to Donovan, and say roll the die. And we can even do best of three. Well, it wouldn't make sense best of three. Uh,
For what?
you know what?
What?
Both of us should get one challenge.
For
So if we
what?
roll it and we don't like the result, then we can challenge. One challenge.
What are we challenging? What's
Oh,
the?
well, like if I roll it and you put down supernatural, I get to say no, I don't want to watch that. One challenge
Oh,
and we re-roll.
oh,
And
okay.
you can do the same thing.
Oh, okay.
That's what we should do.
Well, I wouldn't be supernatural because I've never seen
Well,
it.
I know, but I mean, some of the stuff you like is I'm just cringing at some of this stuff that could show up. So, I mean, I don't know what you're going to put down. Don't tell me. I've already told you, but I'm kind of curious. Don't tell me. And be serious about it. Don't do like don't
Is
show
it
up like
sci-fi? Okay, what's the genre? Are we picking a genre?
any genre you want, but I'm
Okay.
gonna stick to science fiction type stuff or science
That's
fiction.
what I've been okay. I've been messing with you with the bones is kind of science stuff,
Well, I
but
don't want to. Yeah, I was like Andy Griffith or something like that. I mean,
yeah.
I
Midsummer
don't.
Murders was a
I
joke.
mean, if you do that, I'm gonna put down something like Three's Company, which I like, but I don't want to sit and have us, talk about Jack Tripper and all that stuff. I mean, anyway, all right. Well, I'm gonna have to run because I gotta go deal with family stuff. But you do that. Three shows you like, write down on a piece of paper, four, five, and six. And then we'll have Donovan do the honors.
Okay, are we going to can we have like a favorite actor that's in the sci-fi genre, but his show
Oh,
this
let's pick a show. Let's do a show.
I know that's what I'm saying, but say say it's not sci-fi like Bone, I mean like Castle was David with Nathan Fillion lasted 8 seasons, but it wasn't a sci-fi, but it was Nathan Fillion. Is
Well, you write it down, but I'm going to tell you that if it comes up Castle on the first time, I'll
yeah.
probably challenge that one. We
But
each get one.
It's
we-
Nathan Fillion though.
I know. Well, so what? I mean, Larry Hagman's in some awful stuff. I loved him in Dallas, but you know,
Oh, we got to meet him. That was pretty cool. We I actually went up and talked to him at his
wasn't that whenever I aimed the camera at him and like was going to take a picture and his handler got mad at me because I wasn't supposed to take a candid shot.
yeah.
Yeah, I was too timid to go up and talk to him. And then like the next year he died or something. And like the guy's like one of my favorite actors of all time. That was a huge mistake, me not going up and saying something to him. That was a huge mistake. So anyway, Dragon Con regrets. We'll have to talk about that sometime. All right, I gotta go. I'll holler at you. Let's think about Wolfman though. I want to go see that.
Nope. He froze.
I froze. Hello?
Why are you freezing up? Yeah, you're freezing up.
That's your internet. You look fine to me.
I got like high speed internet. I got like Comcast high.
Yeah, but like sometimes you don't. Sometimes it sucks. We have high speed too, but sometimes it's not good. So anyway, all right. Well, I'm gonna go. I'll see you tomorrow or Sunday. Let's go see Wolfman.
Okay, Sunday. Okay.
All right. Talk to you
Bye.
later. Bye.